If you're skinny right now, don't worry because I was in the same shoes as you once. No, literally, look at this guy. I weighed 47 kilos and I was 5'8", and people used to make fun of me for looking like a stick. And honestly, I'm happy they did because if they didn't, I'll be nowhere near as jacked as I am right now, boys. But don't get me wrong, the journey to building this body wasn't exactly sunshine and rainbows. What you're seeing is 2 years of hard work, multiple injuries, and a whole lot of protein shakes. And no, I didn't inject any needles into my butt. I took the hard way out. Okay, so I'm guessing you're super skinny like I was, or maybe you're skinny fat, or maybe fat. No matter the size, we all want to achieve the same results. We want to go from girls running away from you to guys hitting on you. No, literally, if you think you're going to get girls by going to the gym, think again. I get hit on by guys way more than girls. It's making me rethink my choices. But in all seriousness, girls do love a muscular body. They just don't like the Ronnie Coleman body because it's just too much. But you will never get there naturally, so don't worry. Okay, here's my step-by-step guide to newbies starting out in the gym. If you don't have a gym membership and you're just watching multiple videos, please get off my video and go and get one. No, I'm not kidding. Please go and sign up right now and come back and continue watching. I'll wait. You did it? Okay, let's continue. Step number 1 is, are you ready? You don't want to hear this, but it's to go and train. That's how it should start. You should go to the gym and work out lightly. Don't get yourself injured, but you need to feel the gym. You want to build confidence. Just like when you first join a new school, you're very shy at the beginning and you have no friends. But when you go to school for long enough, you build confidence and you start talking to more people. Same scenario in the gym, except in the gym, I would not recommend making too many friends. Because now instead of training for 1 hour, you're going to stay there for 2 hours and get just as much done. But feel free to make friends at the gym. Talk to big guys, they are super friendly. So my biggest tip will be to ask the big guys who look scary at the gym how to get bigger, and they will talk to you for hours. When I first started going to the gym, I asked a big guy for advice, and he literally spent 2 hours talking to me and telling me how he built his body and what supplements he takes and what food has the most protein. He told me about how he learned all of his information from the bodybuilding.com forum and that they didn't have YouTube back then, so he had to read a lot. And all I did was ask one question. I didn't say anything else. These guys are starving to tell someone about all of their achievements. If you think they're scary, think again because they will drown your information. So bring a piece of paper and a pen with you. Step number 2, this is when you actually start working out and growing your muscles. Now you'll be following a strict timetable, and if you don't know what timetables to follow, I have set up 7 best free workout routines. Just click on the first link in the description and pick one and follow it every day. They are all designed to build my type of body, so follow it to begin with. And after you have a bit more experience in the gym, you can stick to it or you can make your own custom timetable. But in step 2, we will be focusing on hypertrophy. What that means is that you're just failing in the 8 to 12 rep range with whatever weight you are doing. When you're failing in between that range, think of this as you're challenging your muscles just enough to promote maximum muscle growth, but not so much that you're injuring yourself. I would also recommend watching YouTube videos in your free time or just before you're about to do an exercise. Learn the correct form early because when you develop bad form, it's really hard to change. For example, some common form mistakes are the death grip on the bench press. This is really dangerous and a lot of people do it. Another one is locking your legs out on the legs press. Again, very dangerous and a lot of people do it. I can sit here all day and name thousands, but every time you want to perform an exercise, just watch a YouTube video from a trustworthy source. Step number 3 is food, rest, and supplements. First of all, if you're a beginner in the gym, you need to be bulking. Unless you're fat, then you've already bulked, so you can start cutting. But if you're anything under fat, you need to bulk, and that means eating more than your body burns. For example, Johnny's maintenance calories are 2,500. If he eats anything below that, then he will lose weight, and if he eats anything above, he will gain weight. So Johnny wants to bulk up from 47 kilos to 70 kilos. Now Johnny has to eat 300 to 500 calories over until he reaches his desired weight. Then he can either cut down weight or eat his maintenance calories again to keep his current weight of 70 kilos. Don't let bulking and cutting confuse you. That's all you really need to know. But you can't just eat any food. You need to eat clean food, and you need to eat enough protein throughout the day. To find out how much protein you need to eat, just eat 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight, which would usually add up to 125 grams to 160 grams for most people. I'm trying to make this guide as less complicated as possible, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what foods to eat to be considered clean food. Just stay away from junk food, fast food, or any sort of processed food. And don't try to cope with the fact that you're having McDonald's instead of chicken and rice because you didn't have time to prep any meals. Just simply admit that you can't control yourself and you ate McDonald's. Never make any excuses because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter why you ate McDonald's. You still ate it and it's still going to have the same effect on you as if you did with a very reasonable excuse. Just keep that in mind. Okay, now for resting. Ideally, taking 1 rest day per week is enough. If you take take 2, it's a bit much, but it's not the end of the world. But if you take 3, you're just a little bitch. If you don't already know, rest days just means that you don't work out or do any tough physical activities that day. It also means that you eat really well so your body can recover back up to 100%. During these days, you get an excessive amount of sleep and you eat like a dog. And now for supplements. For supplements, I just take creatine and protein. Creatine is a must, protein is a choice. Remember, if you take a lot of supplements and you train like a bitch, someone who takes no supplements and trains harder than you will still make progress faster than you. So do me a favor and don't waste your money on thousands of supplements. I mean, sure, they might help a lot, but I still feel like people who buy a bunch of supplements just try to cope with the fact that they don't train hard enough. So they start with creatine and eventually end up on steroids. You know what? Here are 3 supplements I would recommend to the guys who have a spare dollar to spend. 1 is creatine, 2 is pure whey protein, and 3 is Shilajit, which is a testosterone booster with 80 plus vitamins and minerals. And number 4, which has helped me the most, is getting online coaching by this guy named Moad. He's very cool, you should totally check him out. Okay, step 4, and this is an extra step. Literally all you need to build my body is all the steps above combined with consistency and some effort. But in this step, I'm going to list every day of the week and my favorite exercises for each muscle group, starting from the top down. Firstly is neck, and this is very short, I just do neck curls for these. Secondly is traps, and my favorite exercise is just barbell shrugs. Thirdly, shoulders, which I do dumbbell press, lateral raises, and face pulls. Fourth is triceps, I do tricep push downs, skull crushes, and dips. Fifth is biceps, I do preacher curls, cable curls, and normal dumbbell curls. I do these seated and on an incline bench. 6 is forearms, I do wrist curls, dead hangs, and also wrist curls with a barbell, so you can just say wrist curls again, I guess. 7th is chest, I do bench press obviously, incline dumbbells, and I also do cable flies. 8 is full back, I do pull downs, rows, barbell rows, and a whole lot of pull-ups. Straight arm pull downs and deadlifts when I'm feeling a bit naughty. But forget I said that, don't do deadlifts, they have the worst ROI. Oh, and for lower back specifically, I just do this exercise. I forgot what it's called, but if you're doing barbell rows, it also hits lower back. 9th is abs, and for these I do cable crunches, also do this machine, and I don't do much for abs. Honestly, another exercise for abs you can do is lowering your body fat, you fat fuck. And 10th and finally is full legs. I do squats, lunges while holding dumbbells, hack squats, leg press, leg curls, and hamstring curls. For calves, I just do seated calf raises. I do a lot of other exercises as well, but these are just my favorites. Okay, step 5 is nothing. There is no step 5. I'm trying to make this guide as least complicated as possible, and I think I just did that. Leave a like, subscribe, and check out all the links in the description for anything mentioned in this video. And also feel free to send me all the progress you've made on my Instagram, which is also linked in the description. Thank you for watching and goodbye.